Hi, good day. My name is Design Logica, and today I'll be teaching you how to get into Photoshop. As a beginner, opening Photoshop, starting a project is what we will be doing today. Let's get started. So, if you have already installed a Photoshop, as I have already taught you, if you have not, it's in my previous video how to install Photoshop. Adobe 2021, this is how it shows. So, I'm going to teach you the things that are here and what you can use them to do. Starting from this part, we all know these layers. Normally, most of our software that we open, these things are there. We'll talk about them later. We know that this is close, this is minimizing, this is restoring the size, and this is minimizing it. Now, the two keys that we normally use, the three keys that we normally use is this one, and this. We use the file, create new, and open. In case the kind of Photoshop that you are using, create new and open is not there, use the file. You click on the file, you can get open and create new. Or the shortcut is Control N, Control plus N, or Command plus N, and Control O or Command plus O. So that's it. Now let's get started. To create a new project, you go to create new, either here or here. With the open icon here, we normally select or go for the open icon when we already have an existing project. So if you were already working on a project, you select the open for it to open the previous project that you were already working on, or an existing project that you have already worked on, if maybe you want to alter or make changes in it. But this time around, we are going to start a new project. So you go to create new. This pop-up will come. Mostly, the interface may not be the same because you might not be using the same software version. I'm using 2021, and normally this is how it pops up. So if you also click on the create new, there are similar things that you will know or it will show on your screen. One is the preset details, and sometimes you will not find the recent and the saved and others here. But if in case you find it on, then you can make good use of it. So these are the recent sizes that I have used for my project, and we normally go for saved. Saved are the sizes that I have saved on my machine or on my Adobe stock. Photos are the photo sizes, let me say a photo size or a blank preset that has already been installed on the system for you. So you wouldn't need, if you need a landscape size photographers, you wouldn't need to go and know the sizes of it. You just click on it and then automatically it will be given to you. The printing size is what we normally use as Photoshop designers. You go for the A4, there's no need for you to go and select or let me say click measure an A4 size. You already have the A4 size here. We have A5, we have A3, and other relative sizes that we already know. I think it's up to 14 sizes or 14 presets that are already there. So now these are the things that we used normally. Art and illustration is for the people who do postcards and other stuffs. We are not there yet. The web is for the web designers. The mobile are the people who do design purposely to fix specific mobile phones. So this is the size of iPhone X. This is the size for iPhone 8, iPhone 6, iPhone 7. So if you want to just do something to fix a screen, you just select these ones. You don't need to use a ruler to measure the phone. And this for those who are into cinema, the video people, they also normally use these. But just as I stated earlier, we will be going for the print. Now, let's come to the preset details. Here, you type the name of your project. So I would go for project 1. And then here is the measurements, centimeters, millimeters, points, pixels, or pixel. Here is the sizes that you will key based on your measurement. So if you want 50 inches, you type 50 inches. If you want 100 inches, you type 100 inches. So the sizes here, you are the one to decide. So these are based on your project. It's not just let me just guess. The resolution is one very important factor so far as graphic design, Photoshop is concerned, and all other softwares to have a resolution. These are, let me say, the quality of your image. But note that sometimes the resolution depends on the kind of machine that you are using. That's why basically you will see so many tutorials, and they will be giving you a minimum of 72 resolution, because that is what they think at least every machine can take. But if your machine is strong, a Core i5 10 generation, a good generation, you can use 300, you can even use 500. I've used 500 before. So as you grow into designing, you understand what they mean. Now the RGB, the color mode. We have RGB. Normally we use RGB and CMYK. I will not go to the lab. I will not go to the bitmap. I will only focus on the RGB and the CMYK. Normally, these are the printing colors that we use. Sometimes when you are going to do printing and the person's printer is a CMYK printer, you need to do your design and in the mood of CMYK. Because if you do it RGB and you go and print it on a machine with a CMYK, you will find a difference. Because what you see on your desktop or on your machine, the same color will not be revealed by the CMYK. So if the printer that you have been printing your work on is CMYK, you do your work CMYK. If it's RGB, you do your work RGB. If it is both, then you can choose otherwise. And the bits, normally I use 8 bits. These are all things that affect your design. The last thing that I want us to talk about is the background. The background can be white under normal circumstances, but you can choose black. You can choose any background color that you want. If you want a different background color, forget about this. If you want a different background color, you can double click this one and then you choose the color that you want. But folks, we are using white. After you are done with all these things, you click on create. So you go for A4 size. If you turn it to this, it will be landscape, and this will be portrait. So just try it on your own. Doing it this way, it will stand like this. Doing it this way, it will be a landscape. All right. So you go for this, and you click on create. Okay. So this is the A4 size for our project 1. You can see it here that it's RGB, 8-bit. So if you want to make changes, or if maybe you are not aware of what, did I select RGB or did I select CMYK, you can find it here. There's another way to find it, but we'll talk about it later when we become an expert. All right. So this is how we open our project. We are done. The next thing that I will be talking about is how to save your project. How do I save my project? Now, under normal circumstances, we go to File. We have Save As here. You click on Save As. So you select where you want to save your project. This is where I want to save my project. Project Beginner. So I click on it, Project 1. There are so many things here. Which one are we going to select? We have PSD. It's advisable to save your work under either PSD or TIF or TIFF. We call it TIFF or PSD or Photoshop. These are editable. It means when you save your work under Photoshop PSD, you can come back and edit it. If you save your work under TIFF, you can come back and edit it. If you save your work under PNG, it's not editable. So we are saving one at PSD and then one at TIFF. Then I will tell you the difference. So now we are selecting PSD. So let's add PSD to it. So dash PSD. I was doing it, so don't worry. So that's why this name is already here. So PSD and then you save it. The reason why this has come is because we have already keyed the name. Select yes, and then you wait for it to save. It's saved. Now let's save it at TIFF. Then I will show you the difference. I did the TIFF too, so this is the TIFF. You select the TIFF here. TIFF. Select. You don't just write TIFF. You select the TIFF, and then you save it. All right. So we have saved our project so that it can be editable. Now, if right now you want to open your project, maybe you just open your Photoshop like this, and you want to open. Now you will come to this open, and then you can select any of this. Now, you see that this one gave you the Adobe logo, and this one gave you an image. So if this is to be shown big, the design that you have done will show here. So you will find it easy to know the kind of project that you have done rather than this one, because under this you only find this one. Again, another difference is that this one is having a 24.9 megabytes, the TIFF file, while this one is having a 452 kilobyte. It means when you save it under PSD, the size is smaller as compared it to saving it under TIFF. So now you can now select this, click open, and our project will be here. Okay, so I'm just trying to do something, though we've not really there. We drew a circle here, a green circle, and then we want to save it. We want to save it. So click save as. We want to save it as PSD, and then we save it. And then we want to save it as TIFF. You want to save it as TIFF, and then we save it. Now, if you want to open the project and you click on open, you see that this one has shown you the design and this one has given you this. So that is the difference. Now, since we added just a circle to it, this one, which was kilobytes, have now moved to 1.17. So you'll get to know. And we open. So let's open this one. Yeah. This is it. Now, the next thing that I want us to learn is how to save a project for a client. We don't send a client TIFF or PSD. We send a client the main work. How do we do that? There are two ways, but I will teach you one for now. We have save as. Here, we don't save it as TIFF. We save them as either PDF or PNG. So when you open a TIFF file, you don't normally get the PSD, the PNG and the JPEG, unless you go to save as a copy. Then you can get the PNG and the JPEG. This is Adobe 2021. Other versions are not like that. So some of you, the save as, you still get these things. So you either save it as PNG or JPEG. When you are saving for a client, don't send a client a PSD file. You send a client a JPEG or a PNG. So a PNG, then you name it maybe PNG, and then you save it here. This thing, just okay. The large file, faster saving. Okay. It's not all the system that will give you this. So now if you come to the folder that you are working on, this is the PNG file. This is what we have done. So the person cannot edit this. That is good. You can also save it at JPEG, the same save as, and then you go for the JPEG. So let's go this way. JPEG. It also has its way of saving. The PNG one was different, so you select OK, and then you save it. When you go here, you will find the PNG and then the JPEG. As simple as that. So this is how we save for a client. This is where we will end our session for today. We've learned how to open Photoshop. We've learned how to start a new project. We've learned how to open an existing project. And we've learned how to save a project for a client. In our next video, our next lesson, we will learn some of the interfaces and some major tools in addition. Thank you very much.